Gavin, you sound under the weather.
It's mostly like my shoulders hurting. I guess I've like fucked it somehow, but I don't know how. So that's fun.
Don't tell him.
What?
Don't tell him what I'm thinking.
What are you thinking?
It might be the way you're sitting.
No, because it's not that kind of pain. It's not bone pain. It's a muscle pain.
Are you sure?
They're pretty distinct feelings. I can assure you.
Well, I mean, the thing is, like, my shoulder hurt first, and then my neck hurt. So I don't know.
No, this feels like it's been thumped. If you know what I mean. That's sort of like deep pain you get when something's been slammed.
I hate. No, literally, no one called me today. Okay, do you think spam calls are like proximity based, not number based? Because I always get spam calls when I'm home, but when I'm out overnighting, like I get nothing.
That requires like. That would require information that would be weirdly difficult for them to get.
It's just so weird. It defies coincidence.
I'm pretty sure it's more like a time of day thing.
Maybe. But how are your?
Like...
Oh.
What?
I was gonna say, how are your nades at least?
Well, I've gone off the decongestion because I only had to do that for a week. I still have to do the nose cream. But so far so good. I had to empty the shit out of my nose this morning, but it hasn't needed it since, so good sign maybe. I don't feel anything in the back of my throat.
Good, it's not as severe as we once thought.
Well, we don't know that yet for sure. Give it a few days and see if it comes back.
It comes back harder than ever. So how was your weekend, Gavin?
Pretty good. The Nautilus. Went to David's yesterday. We played Mansions of Madness, 2 games of it. So it's each scenario in it is pretty long.
Let me guess. That's a board game?
Yep.
I miss when kids played video games.
I mean, part of it is that, you know, there's not a lot of local multiplayer shit. There's not a lot that's going. We could play fighting games, but like, it depends on who's played each game. And the catch-all Smash Bros. Isn't out yet.
Well, you know, the horny fighting game is out.
It is. I want to get it, but I have to wait until I have the money for it. Which, the way it's looking, I'm probably not getting that computer this month.
Well, there's always next month.
Yeah, it'll have to be next month. Just aggravating. It was going fine, and then, you know, Dave was like, well, like, just let's come to my house multiple times. It's like, alright, it's fine, but then when I got there, it's like, I want to go home. How do I get home? You wait for a bus that's just not going to come, or you get a taxi, and that's, like, universally a tenner to get home. So that's fun. That's not his fault. I think that's just public transport being a trash fire once it gets past 6 p.m.
Just play online games.
No, it's because we're having like fucking 8 people around. You can't do that.
Sure you can.
Like what?
Team Fortress 2. Except
No.
not growing anymore.
No, like most, you know, board games are just easier and just more unique. It's easier for like a group of people that big when you don't have something like Smash Bros. That everyone can pile into.
8-player Smash. Disgusting.
It's fun as fuck.
Uh-huh.
I know you haven't played it, but that doesn't mean it's not bad. It doesn't mean like it's not good.
I have played it.
I don't think you have.
Max has had plenty of parties. And that one boba tea place. That was called
What?
bubble tea?
I don't know.
Are they the same thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
All I remember is I had bubble tea there and I didn't like it.
I wonder how much of that was like setting and the taste of your tea that colored that experience.
Probably, but like really I just didn't like the balls in it, just like the texture, you know what I mean? Just like
Not
you
really.
get a ball in your mouth and you're like
I don't know.
Have you not had bubble tea?
No, I didn't know that was a thing.
Really? Like at all?
I didn't know that was a thing at all, no.
Oh. That kind of surprises me.
Why?
I don't know. Don't you drink tea?
No?
Aren't you from the United Kingdom?
I'm not English.
Isn't that a meme?
No, that's English people. It's not Welsh, Scottish, or Northern Irish people.
You know,
that's
I
English
figure
people.
it's close enough that you would at least...
That's like saying, hey, Native Americans are exactly like Americans, right?
Well, we aren't as different as you think.
I don't know about that.
Ah!
Oh, yeah, okay, I did get you up. You're just swimming.
Yeah. So that's what I told you. That's why the name should be red or something. Oh!
Of course, there's another snake. It's fine. Oh, that's a problem I have.
That's what...
It's the physics and the fact that it took this guy with a goddamn Grizz sniper to like 10 years to kill that goddamn snake.
You know how snakes be.
Yeah, clear shots. He needed like 2 shots to kill it. He had them, he just didn't take them.
You know how snakes be. I really like this range blaster.
Jesus. But yeah, it's the end of the gatherings for a bit, which is also fine by me because part of it is just like that's me tapped out. I don't want to be social for a while. Fuck off.
But they're your friends.
They are, and they can talk to me in a number of ways. It's just that I don't want to have to pile around every single week to someone's house for like 8 hours when I have, like, you know, work the entire week on top of that. I just like, just let me sleep in my bed all day.
That's not very healthy.
It doesn't have to be healthy. It just has to feel good.
Mm.
This is also rich coming from the man who like refused to eat like fruit and vegetables for his entire life until now.
I mean, I'm just saying, like that. Just the way you said it. It doesn't have to be healthy. It just has to feel good. It's like either heroin or like someone who masturbates 10 times a day every day.
Let me take a guess.
What? What do you mean? What are you guessing?
Never mind.
I don't understand.
It's fine. I spoke too hard for you to understand. I get it.
Are you like saying like, let me guess which one I am?
You have already like fucking killed it. Just leave it alone.
Is that what you were saying? You do heroin, Gavin? Gavin, you gotta tell me.
Do you want to talk about Yokai Watch?
But it's not bad.
Speaking of bad things, do you want to talk about Yokai Watch?
It's not bad per se.
Speaking of bad things, do you want to talk about Yokai Watch?
But it's not bad, you know?
It's pretty bad.
There's just one aspect that completely kills it.
Bad.
I mean, we both played up to chapter 3
of
that game solo because it takes a while to unlock everything you want.
I keep telling you tutorials for the most blatantly obvious things.
But yeah, what'd you think of, like, you know, the gameplay and just how it is?
It's an incredibly simplistic little action RPG, that's for sure. Not bad, just very simplistic. You walk into something, you just smack the attack buttons over and over again, and then it dies. It's like Diablo, basically. And Diablo ain't bad. Diablo's fun.
Oh, don't worry, we know.
Say that like I talk about Diablo all the time.
Wait. Yeah, no, hon, I was mixing it up with Devil May Cry. Because they both start with D. It's like, okay, there are games that Gavin talks about that I don't know nothing about. And there's one that starts with a D. That's kind of where my brain goes. Oh. Hey, Julian.
Hello.
We were talking about Yokai Watch. I want to call it Busters.
Blasters.
It's called Blasters, canonically, but that's fucking stupid. So I want to call it Busters. Because Blasters is the minigame in Yokai Watch 2. Maybe if they called it Yokai Watch Blasters Plus or something, you know? That'd be fine, but it's the same name.
It's the same game, isn't it?
Yeah, the Yokai Watch 2 one's like a minigame. A version of it.
It's basically the same
It
game.
is, but like then you don't know what what people are talking about. It just like, oh man, the Ghostbusters license is so hard that we can't even use the word Busters. Whoa.
I mean, to be honest, it's very blatant.
Yeah, I know it's very blatant.
Extremely blatant.
Hey, Son Sparsons.
Like right down to having the bitchy secretary who works part-time. Like it's that blatant.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. I don't know. I have not watched Ghostbusters, but
You haven't watched any movies past like 2000, I know. But
that's not true.
oh no, sorry, correct me. You've watched all the cartoon ones, but you haven't watched like all the classical ones.
Well, anime is cartoons.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like it is like so extremely blatant. Like the car is exactly the fucking Ghostbusters hair spyway of the Back of the Future DeLorean. Like the firehouse is almost exactly the fucking same. Start off as a bunch of slubs doing fuck all. They have the secretary who hates them and hates their work and doesn't like where she is. She's too smart and too good for this shit. They suck at their jobs until like they finally like put the boot in and understanding things. You know, it's just Busters, and then there's the giant whisper thing. And it just keeps getting more blatant as it goes on.
And some of the music.
Some of the music. Like the Rowan theme is exactly the Terminator theme.
I don't know what the localized version is, but the like We Smell a Man battle music is like literally the Ghostbusters theme. To the point where like, you know, I don't know what they're supposed to be, like kids or yokai or whatever going like Ghostbusters at
Really?
the same exact part. Yeah.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Hello, AJ.
Anyone here got any spell scrolls?
Like it's
Anyone here
fucking-
got
like,
any
it is extremely
talismans?
blatant, though.
And then there's no problem with that.
Well, in Japan.
I know, but like, I can understand changing the music, obviously, but like, it's not even like Yokai Busters. It's just Busters.
I mean, it basically is just Yokai Busters.
It is. That's the whole joke.
Yeah, I know it's the whole joke, but the whole joke doesn't really fly in a much stricter copyrights, like
I mean,
terrain
yeah,
as
look,
America, especially.
I understand. I just have a problem with like removing the Busters part.
I mean, you gotta burn this shit to the ground. You can't give them any excuse whatsoever.
You know what? I'm not gonna support the Ghostbusters anymore.
That's fine. They're terrible now.
Is that an official? You know what? It's a dumb question, but
What?
I was gonna ask if they're, it's like, you know, officially licensed or whatever. The one Ghostbusters movie that no one liked.
Oh, yeah, no, that is. And it's like literally every mainstream American comedy movie now, which means it's just fucking terrible. It's just bad people doing bad things to each other, and you're expected to laugh at human misery. It's just not good. And also, everyone talks extremely awkwardly, and you're meant to laugh because they're stumbling over themselves, and it's just like, I don't want to be here. I could be watching, I don't know, fucking John Wick.
Who's that?
Fucking rad movie.
I gotta get this song. It's like It is like bumping.
Yeah, no, like from what I played of Blasters, it's like pretty. It's like I guess they calling it a team-based. Not even team-based. Like Diablo 3 has multiplayer, and I think Diablo 2 did too. But like that was local multiplayer. Ages in the day, I don't know, whatever. Diablo 3 is multiplayer though, you know that. So it is basically just really simplistic Diablo. Or Diablo for kids, I guess is the best way to put it. Which, you know, it's just, yeah, it's Yokai Watch, so that's a given.
Sorry, I was playing the song. Ghostbusters! Yeah, I mean, it seemed like, you know, really simplistic and shit. Because of the tutorial. It's like the tutorial, so all the enemies are weak as shit and stuff.
Yeah. And if you level up to level 5, which you can do like instantly, you just, like the entire first chapter, everyone dies in one hit.
The funny thing is, I like, tried leveling up no one, because I'm like, I'm never going to use these characters ever again once I get something good.
I kind of had that attitude, but I was like, I don't know how long it will take me to get Ruben Yan, so I might as well. Just... And it's not like I was like hurting for orbs, so it's like, fuck it, go for it.
But yeah, like, I actually lost a lot at the second boss fight. I think I lost...
I didn't get the second fight.
3 times. The Sproink one?
He's the second boss?
Oh, he's the boss. He's the boss of chapter 2, so I mean... I kind of forget if chapter 1 had a boss. It was probably so easy.
I mean... Like, you had like a technical boss fight against the Gargaros, but it's a lose fight where even if you don't die in the first 20 seconds, it just makes you die in the first 20 seconds. You get a feel your cutscene and it's like, okay, run away.
I had to do that one like 3 times before I
I did it on my first go because, haha, level 10.
It was interesting. I mean, yeah, I didn't level anyone up, so that was part of it. And then I leveled people up, and then I still lost.
What were you doing?
Okay, so at the beginning, I got to the second phase where you're inside the bathhouse, and it's more like a
yeah.
It's not like really top down
camera angle.
Yeah,
I quite like that camera angle change actually. Like it looked quite nice.
And things just got out of hand when he kept making the bathtubs lava, and I didn't know that you could nullify them, so we lost.
I saw the thing rise like instantly, so I was like, all right, there it is, go smack it.
And then I started another fight after leveling up, and then for some reason we lost in like the first minute, and I don't know what happened, but there was that.
Very odd.
And then the third time I put the water things down, but my teammates kept dying, so that sucked.
My ones kept walking in the water, but I have like, because I just accepted what the game slapped into my party, I had Salmon and Hungram, so they just kept healing each other and the tank whenever they kept walking into the lava, while I just ran around as the cat punching him in the balls.
Yeah, I did 2 healers as well.
Mine was just, like, I haven't followed like training any of the other yokai I got, I just kept the ones I have, so I'm like, I don't really... It's like, yeah, sure, like, rangers do stats effects and all that, but like, I could also just keep smacking them myself, personally, directly, and just let everyone else, like, fuck about getting buffs or healing. Which, you know, the game hasn't exactly even attempted to punish me for, so...
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it gets harder. Because I've seen some things from, like, the Japanese version. But, yeah, the problem is we won't really get to figure that out because
the trash fire.
Well, like, you know, the game is presented very well, and you know the music's bumping and shit like that. It's
trash fire.
They made it. It has online. You know, everything was going for it, and then you know after we bought the game. You know, I live in the United States and Gavin lives in Europe, so we get hit with this region lock confirmation after we bought the games. And I'm
not. This is the general PSA. Never buy a Nintendo game at launch. Don't do it. Like Nintendo published, Nintendo developed, either or. Don't do it. Wait like a week, several days, whatever, until people confirm you can actually play like outside your own region online. Because that shit has never flown. Even like years ago, it didn't fly. It certainly doesn't fly now. It's fucking terrible. Like it immediately turns any game that does it into a goddamn trash fire that no one should ever play or buy. And that's where this falls. That's exactly like that fucking Triforce Heroes mess, which does the same shit.
I completely forgot. Because you're like, this has happened before, and my brain, like, once I read this article, my brain knew that this has happened before, and that I should have expected this or something, but I completely forgot what games did that.
Nintendo stopped doing it after Triforce Hero for, like, until now.
Right.
And then they just suddenly brought it back now, and this is...
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's well, yeah, actually, that doesn't make any sense, because Yokai Watch Busters was Japan only. But, like, it did come out 3 years ago.
That doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't matter, but that's what my train of thought was.
Does that matter? That has no effect or bearing on any of the mechanics of this.
So, yeah, the thing is, like...
Shit game.
We were pretty much banking on playing it together, because playing it solo, we did do it. I don't really mind, or I don't really want to rely on AI partners and whatnot.
I mean, I'm not doing that. I'm just killing everything myself, and to say, alright, healing me occasionally.
Yeah, it's one of those games that, like Monster Hunter, it's a lot more fun with friends.
Nah, Monster Hunter is perfectly playable and fun solo. This is just can't admire. There's no
whenever I played solo, I fucking wanted to kill myself.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you kept like playing with a hammer and only you would ever jump off of walls. You would never actually use all the weapons.
Even with the insect glaive, dumbass.
Actual fun weapons.
Gavin, the insect glaive is like the most fun weapon in the game, my dude. You haven't even used it.
Not when the hunting horn exists.
I really wanted to use the hunting horn.
One of my friends, Kieran, uses it. It's fucking funny as hell.
I did try it for a while.
It's quite handy.
If they just made more...
One of them has like earplugs as an effect, and that was nuts.
Like...
That was a godsend before the Basil Goes armor.
You only have like bagpipes and then like a normal horn or something. And that's it. For every single weapon in the game. I just kind of wish that there was some more diversity there, too.
Yeah, that'll be when Monster Hunter World 2 comes out, now that they've built all their systems.
I hope so.
They can just spend most of the dev time just making skins.
I mean, how hard is it to just, like, find a royalty-free horn sound that lasts 5 seconds online, or just make one yourself?
I mean, it depends, right? Like, you've heard the music in Monster Hunter World. Like, I'm gonna guess the part. It's pretty good and really complex, and there's a lot of tunes. So I'm pretty sure the music department were like pretty busy.
I have to reiterate, the only part of the Monster Hunter music I heard during my entire 130 hours is dun 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 dun. Dun, 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 and that's it. That's the only part that was loud enough for me to hear.
You really messed up. The music in that game was great.
And then my brain, like, I think my brain also kept picking it out because it always reminded me of Jingle Bells. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Jingle bells. Baird. Come on, we can do this, Ah, get up there!
I can't get back in time.
It was funny because, I mean, I don't know if we were gonna get Yokai Watch Busters, if it was just us anyway. Because we have a mutual friend who wanted to get it, who also likes Yokai Watch, so we're like, oh, well, she's on board. You know, that just leaves one CPU, let's do it. So then we did it. And she played before us for like, alright, whatever. But then I feel like now she pretty much like beat the game or something. Like, cause she went a while ahead of us, I think, and earlier this morning. I saw her playing it still too. So I'm kind of like in that thing where, wow, now I'm just really behind. So I feel like I can't
catch up.
have a full experience. You know what I mean? Because that's like, you know, even if she did make a new file or just went back or something, it'd be like, well, she knows how all the bosses work and stuff anyway.
Yeah.
There's like fun in that, so it's really not good. And I don't think this is something that they can even can they patch this? They definitely won't if they can. But
what do you mean patch?
Like just make it so that you can play with European people.
Yes, they can. There's like you don't even need to patch it. They just have to switch it off at their end. They're not going to though. No one institutes this shit then walks it back. That's there and that's staying.
Exactly. I mean that's what I was saying. But like that's the only hope I have for this game.
You have no hope.
Exactly.
It's
like such a disappointment. I actually I read that and like I had that feeling when you have a lot of anxiety. Like the moment I read it, like my heart started beating. I was like started sweating. I'm just like, oh. That's how bad it is. Still
never buy Nintendo games at launch.
I still feel bad, by the way.
You shouldn't feel bad. You haven't it's whatever. This isn't any of our faults or anything.
I know. It's just I basically peer pressured you into getting it, and then.
Well, you did do that. I can't lie about that. Can't lie about that one.
We literally, and then like you know.
Still, you know, like you get my point.
The whole crux of it is that we were like both of us even we're only ever gonna play it if we could play together, and that like we can't because we're both the ones from different regions, you know. Which is
Nintendo are gigantic racists. And it is Nintendo because they're the publisher. I looked it up when I saw that and I was like, I fucking knew it.
It's just like what makes it even worse is that like Gavin's like I don't have any money for it, so I'm like, well, I'll buy it now and then you can pay me back later.
So I get paid in 2 weeks.
And now I'm partially
1 week. 1 week. Now.
I'm out. The battery has been depleted. I'm like, hey, why can't I turn? Hold on. Battery has been depleted. Hold on. Which one is the?
Oh well, the snake feast
on
your bones.
Hold on. Where is the? There are 3 cables here. There it is. The charger cable. Hold on. No. Jesus Christ, Gavin, protect me.
I'm just keeping you alive so that we.
Come on. It's plugged in. Oh my God. Do I have to turn it back on?
Do you?
Oh no! There it is. Yes, we're good. Okay. Oh, right before a snake got to me.
Problem. Well, I mean, a snake did get you.
No, but like that second one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I'm just kind of like, well, we haven't wanted to split it half and half or something.
No, don't do that. Take it back.
Yeah, I don't know because.
No, I don't know. Take your fucking money back.
No, it's just like, I don't know. I feel like among my friends, I'm like supposed to be the Yokai Watch Master. Like I should have known this or something.
Master. You couldn't have known this. They did. It's not like they announced it. They kept this shit secret.
Yeah, they didn't announce it, and obviously it wasn't a problem in the Japanese version because that's only one country. So.
I mean, like, there's probably an Asian release, and I doubt it was an issue there. That would have been reported, I'm sure.
The funny thing is, like, I think I'm like the same distance away from Southern California as I am to you. If that's not farther. So, it just kind of seems like it's not really an actual issue.
No, it's not an issue, because look what's happening right now. What we're playing right now.
But yeah, see, but this is on the Switch, not a 3DS.
Yeah, here's the thing, we play Pokemon without issue.
Well, the thing is, like, I was thinking about that because Yokai Watch 2 is region-free, too.
Yeah.
Just saying that sounds so stupid. But, like, but the thing is, like, those small battle things are, like, you know, like 6, I guess technically 12 models at most, and then, like, a small battle.
No, here's the thing, right? Like, the way games work, that's not an issue. Because, like, it's not like they have to, like, pass render information across, like, the connections or anything. They don't have to do that. they're literally just passing like locational data, and like the home 3DS handles all the rendering. If it can run the game at all, it can run it online. Like all these, like that's how the way online connections work. It's not like there's one game and you're all like downloading 3D models or whatever. No, you're just downloading place model here, like place render info here. Like here's like draw this at this distance and all that shit.
Well, I mean, some of these games still have problems with that.
I mean, in this instance, it's because Nintendo doesn't have a home server that keeps everything synced up. So that means you have, if someone is on like a lower connection or even further away than we are, like say, I don't know, like Asia or like South America or whatever the fuck, you know, then there starts to be lag induced by sheer distance, by differences in broadband speeds and so on, which causes disconnects in the game updating data that's being kept consistent across everyone, which leads to stuff like noise warping about and shit like that. This is why you have servers for your online multiplayer games. It's because that way the server keeps everything right.
Oh my fucking god!
And if someone in particular is like slow or running low, and someone is like running behind or whatever, I'm so upset.
Go.
Can't.
I'm so tilted. You know when you have the bomb rush?
Yeah.
And it has the thing that kind of goes around your neck?
Yeah.
That, like, it just despawns the egg you have on your back to have that there. Right. So I'm like, I could have sworn I had an egg, but it's not on my back, so I'll go down. And then it wore off, and I had the egg. I feel like we could have won that. God damn it.
But yeah, no, like the basic gist of it is that even on a 3DS, this shouldn't be a problem. Like older computers that are hopelessly outclassed by the 3DS's processing power could do online play with more complex games than this.
I mean, the thing is, it's like, I feel like the 3DS's online just isn't the best in general. Like, kind of like how the Switch's online is terrible.
Again, it's not, but here's the thing. It doesn't really matter, because like this is not a complex game of any sort. Like, again, more complex games have been run on much older, weaker equipment perfectly fine. Like, the way it all works is that basically this isn't a problem unless like their own netcode or code that keeps everything consistent between everyone is bad.
That's what I was thinking.
But that's the thing, right? You just fix your netcode. Region locking it doesn't change the fact that your netcode is bad. You'll still get those issues of bad netcode if that's the case. Region locking doesn't change that, so it still doesn't explain or justify anything. Point of it is that there's literally no point of doing it. I have a sneaky suspicion as to why they're doing it, but it's not a justification or or it doesn't say okay, this is fine or whatever. It's still the stupidest shit I've ever seen, and I think it has something to do with the fact that they want to run Yokai Watch as this global brand. It's like how they like all the codes and shit are like sectioned off by country. Because they go, you gotta watch the show in your country to get the codes for the game. So I'm beginning to think maybe they do that. They just have all that sectioned off, and it's to try and justify supporting the show only in your region or whatever. That doesn't make any sense on any level, but that's the only closest thing to an explanation I can think of. But, you know, whatever.
You know, globalization is just a...
Point is, it's a trash fire of a game.
I'm so irritated because while I was doing the Sproing fight, I was like getting really excited for like, you know, how it would be to play a fight like that with friends. It's like, all right, you go turn the thing on, you know, we'll keep fighting him, something like that. But like, terrible. And the music is so good. I really hope now that's out in the States, someone rips it or something.
It's already been ripped, hasn't it?
Not really.
I mean, you sent me a video of rubbing on Steam from it. It sounded perfectly fine.
Yeah, but like, you know, it's not like complete or like high quality or like, you know, good. Like, you know how those extension channels always just have like high quality music of everything for some reason? It
usually sounds exactly like it is in the game to me.
I want one of those because I can't do 3DS recording. Otherwise, I would.
Yeah, shit game for twats.
I mean, honestly, like, if all your friends are in the same country as you, I'm sure it's fine.
Shit game for twats, don't buy it. Don't support this practice, don't buy it.
But yeah, the problem is, like, not all friends are in it.
I mean, that's true of so many people around the world today, but Nintendo, the ones who are like, oh, you gotta play with your friends, are just massive racists at the same time, so they don't let it happen.
And that reminds me, when you said don't buy a Nintendo game at launch, what are you gonna do with Smash?
Not buy it at launch.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But Gavin, we have to be one of the first few people to stream it.
We're not going to do that.
We gotta.
I'm waiting. I'm going to wait. Like, we can safely assume that they're not going to do something that stupid.
Yeah, of course not.
Push. But here's the thing.
Well,
I'm going to wait and see anyway.
I mean, Smash 4's online and Smash Brawl's online were really bad, and the Switch is.
But it can be as bad as it wants to be. I don't care about that. I just care about if it's region locked or not, and as such, I will fucking wait and see.
The Switch's capability to connect to a router is so fucking bad that I can only imagine that this is gonna be terrible. Even
Also,
worse than the Wii
to a
U's.
router.
No, that's not the issue.
Why?
So I do, but not everyone does, because they, not everyone is as blessed as I am to have an Ethernet cable through the wall up to, like, right up to their room.
There's ways and means. I've been learning things in work.
And
I have a solution in mind to like get my own stuff all wired up.
You should.
For 30 quid.
Yeah, not everyone wants to have like a football field sized wire going like down the corner of the stairs and slinking along the walls to the router. So I just feel like, and since they're obviously not doing servers or anything, unless they say that in the direct, in which case that will be better than literally any announcement.
They're not going to say that.
It would be better than a Paper Mario announcement in Smash.
It would be like extremely good, but they're not going to say that. They're just going to take your money and give you the same thing you're already playing.
But what if Nintendo was just playing us all along?
No.
It's a business scheme that you're too normie to understand.
Normie. Business schemes are literally all based around guessing who's a normie.
Like how they didn't announce the Switch until 3 months before release. Business strategy.
I mean, that is actually an alright strategy. So that means you have an extremely short hype cycle so people can't get bored of it. It's like, okay, here you are, and then you jump over and it's like, hey, launch. Off you go.
Well, this is the same thing for their online. They don't want people to get too hyped, so they advertise Mario Bros. Online.
I'm pretty sure the way this is, they literally didn't know until the 11th hour, and then just went, fuck it, let's run with it. Judging by the fact that it was delayed multiple times and all that.
Maybe that's them trying to get the servers running, since this is the first time in history that Nintendo has ever had servers.
An ass backwards company. Or the reason they will never quite seize the heights they got during the Wii is because they just refuse to accept basic standard shit that is absolutely necessary for success. It's hard took them so long to have a proper functioning digital store, because they're well, we can't absolutely do that. But meanwhile, Microsoft is raking literal millions every fucking day on Xbox Live for all the years because they just had a digital store that worked.
I thought you were gonna say took them a million years to get just profiles.
I mean that too.
Instead of friend codes, and then they went back to friend codes.
They went back to friend codes. That's just an example
my mic
of it.
It's really far away from all this. Whoops.
It's just an example of it. They're so ass backwards. They're this really simple system that just works, that everyone adopts universally because it just goddamn works. They refuse to use it and instead use this lopsided thing from the fucking 1980s because there's no actual good reason why. They just do.
Friend code's even a thing in the 80s,
I mean, I'm talking about game passwords where you had to put in a 30-character password instead of a save file. It's the same principle.
I think that was a requirement, correct?
I mean, not really. Once Nintendo began putting save files into Zelda because they worked out how to do that, but then some of the games still just use passwords anyway.
See, the thing is, you guys should only repel it after. Oh, whatever. I'm not doing the math on that.
Just collect the balls.
Gavin, it's not about that. It was never about that. I hate myself, by the way.
What'd you do?
It's just really bad. I blame the fucking minigun, obviously, but
Obviously.
still. Snipers and miniguns, not my forte here. What is my forte here? Gun. Oh, I hit 3 of them at once. Let's go.
Speaking of shit Nintendo online practices, Splatoon 2 won't support cloud saves because literally Nintendo.
Right! Yeah, Splatoon 2 won't do cloud saves. Pokemon Pikachu Go, Eevee, baby game won't do cloud saves. And I think they said that just developers have the option to not do it.
You have to ask for it. It's not you have the option not to do it. You have the option to do it. It's the other way around. You have to opt in.
Well,
which implies that they don't want you to do it by default.
Yep. So
Because Nintendo are an ass backwards company. You're just fucking terrible at everything.
cloud saves. Also, you have to pay for their online service for it, by the way.
Yep. That thing that they won't support themselves and no one else is going to support. Yep.
It doesn't just come with the system. Like, you know, Steam or probably PlayStation.
I mean, like on PlayStation, you have to use PS Plus to get it as well. But like,
Oh.
games universally support it, and you got like fucking 10 gigabytes of space. So it's just like, you know, it's a whatever. But it's the thing that every game universally supports it. There's no like, we don't want our game support. It's like, nah, your game's in. It's in, off you go. Because it's just built into the console, like the functionality and ability to do it. Like it's not a thing developers have to opt into like a structure for. Because that's really fucking stupid. Nintendo. The direct next week is just going to be full of insults, honestly.
The direct next week isn't gonna have anything unique in it anymore.
No, because we already know everything that's going to happen.
What do you have like a list or something? There was like Mega Man
I don't have
11.
a full list. There's Mega Man 11, there's Civilization 6.
Right, that
There
was
was the name of that Yoshi game.
right. But I feel like there were at least like 2 or 3 more.
There probably were, I don't remember offhand. The point is all the announcements that were like tied specifically to that are now. Is everyone dead?
Yep.
Everyone's dead. Can't stop the heal anyone, I'm sorry. Like,
You revived someone, I guess. That was so funny. Like you passed me because you couldn't charge the thing, and then the balls popped me up, and I basically landed on your head again. I'm like, that's really good. I mean, that's basically the problem I ran into earlier when I was complaining about it not being gun. It's just not gun.
And my super wouldn't have helped because it was bomb rush, and the time it would take to activate it and throw a bomb when I would have died.
Throw a bomb, frame 1. So I know you haven't played it, and I don't know if you intend to play it, but have you been hearing rumblings about Spider-Man?
I mean, I've heard rumblings about it, and it's like, yeah, that sure is a Sony first-party sandbox.
And anything interesting besides the dude's marriage proposal that you heard?
Yeah, I heard that.
For anyone who doesn't know, this is a dude with a girlfriend of 5 years. I think he's a developer. Either way,
he is.
yeah, he got Insomniac to put a marriage proposal on like a movie theater thing, where it's like, I forget her name, like Maddie.
It's Maddie, will you marry me?
Yeah, Maddie, will you marry me? And the thing
Turns
is, like,
out a few weeks before the game went gold, that relationship fell apart, and it's just kind of like, oh.
Oh, Gavin, that's not it.
What is it?
A few weeks before the game went gold, his girlfriend dumped him for his brother.
Oh.
You didn't hear about that part?
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, it gets worse.
Oh, jeez.
Girlfriend of 5 years.
Sorry for that guy.
Dumps you for your brother after you, like, you know, made that whole marriage proposal, like, you know,
You would just disown your brother.
One of the most
Like,
popular
you basically
games
have to.
of the year. Because everyone's talking about Spider-Man. Oddly enough, I haven't heard that much, but I know that everyone's talking about it.
I mean, the thing with some Sony games is that they'll come out, they'll sell out, a lot of people play them, but they'll have like zero cultural impact at all. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, like
Yeah.
came out, it sold like 2 million, whatever. No one talked about it. It had no impact. It just came and went. Like it just kind of it just shot out one day and then just vanished, and that was it. But I'm like, it's the sort of thing where I've seen like the web slings. That's one of the things I was mainly focused on with this Spider-Man game. Because Spider-Man 2 on the GameCube has like god tier movement systems because like the web sling is just so fucking fun. It's all based around physics and the right angles and shit. This isn't that, but it also isn't just on rails. You know, like you hit one button, they'll like perfectly fly everywhere. Like it's got a bit more involvement and thought than that. Like you do just web to almost any building or whatever, but you do have to give a bit of a shit about how you're moving and where you're moving to. So it looks a bit of fun. The rest of it is just like, I don't know, have you ever played Batman Arkham Asylum? Because it's just that. It's just that, or Arkham City, and that one. Like, the combat system is exactly that, and like every Western game just copies that combat system, because putting thought or effort into an actually good combat system would take more effort or thought than developers around here actually want to give to their video games. So, you know how that goes. The rest of it is just Spider-Man gags. It has like a good level of polish from what I've seen. There's a lot of little like neat touches and shit that are actually like really cool. Like, have you seen the thing about the voice acting takes?
No.
Basically, if he is like, there's like 2 voice acting takes for every one of Spider-Man's lines, and the game will seamlessly switch between them, like just mid-word or even like mid-phrase or whatever, depending on whether or not you're standing still or Spider-Man is exerting himself by like climbing a building, so you sound more tired or like more like, oh Jesus, as he's doing it.
Well, that's actually really cool. I like that a lot.
And the game will just switch between them depending on if you're moving or not. And that's really cool. That's the level of polish that's like nuts. Like, I don't know how the hell they managed to get that to work, but they did. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's just stuff like that. Like Spider-Man doesn't actually kill anyone, even if you knock someone off a building during a fight. You can then go off the side of the building, peek down, and see them webbed to the wall. Like every single enemy gets stuff like that. If they happen to fall out of view, they just get webbed to the nearby wall. So they don't make Spider-Man into a massive hypocrite like the later Arkham games did to Batman.
Okay, it's not that one. Oh well, sure.
And so like, if not, it is like a very standard template game, but at least like you can tell like effort went into it. Effort went into the little touches, even if they had to follow Sony's like iron boot of a checklist for features and how the game should be structured and all that.
Yeah, I kind of heard that web slinging like was semi-automated.
It's like, it is in the sense that like, it's not like you have to like directly aim and then shoot your web slingers or anything like that. It's just you hit the web sling button and then he starts like the next web sling. But there is like a bit of like, it isn't just all automated, all on rails horse shit. That you do actually have to pay a bit of attention to where you're going and what you're doing.
Yeah, I heard sometimes it's like you don't. Oh my god. Okay, you don't need the proper momentum per se to like swing.
Start off right.
Like it just kind of brings you through the arc, which
yeah.
Isn't that bad, but it's probably kind of like Hammond, I guess. The only thing I can latch onto here. Literally.
Like if it's like, I've already like it's basically accepted at this point that no developer will ever dare chance like an actual fun web slinging system. I mean, okay, a developer has its Tecmo Koei and their Attack on Titan games, but no web. Tecmo Koei, who did make that game, but they made those games. They actually did it. No Western developer's going to do it because it requires effort in making a fun game. So, how it goes. I'm increasingly confused by shit like that, where like big American and British studios refuse to do shit like that, and it's just kind of like, why? And they just keep making the same game over and over again, but don't actually change anything. And this is kind of like, what's the point? Like, it's not making your games sell better because their games are actually selling worse, like year on year. Yeah, those games are selling worse year on year. Also, speaking of new games, Tokyo Game Show is in like 2 weeks.
What?
Tokyo Game Show.
What's that?
Sony's like pre-TGS show is like tomorrow, so there'll be a bunch of announcements and shit then.
For
So that'll be
Sony.
fun. Well, I mean, like third-party games. Like that's what it's all gonna be. Like it's gonna be all the third-party stuff, you know, Japanese third-party stuff.
Wait,
so
just Japanese?
It's Tokyo Game Show.
Okay, because we all know the only Sony-related thing I care about
Is
the localization of PS Fortune Street.
I mean, that won't be here because it's a Japanese show.
Yeah, I know. That's why I got my hopes up a little.
I don't know.
And then you crash them down.
It's kind of baked into the name, Tokyo Game Show.
Well, when you said that, I just kind of heard not E3.
All right, you were just being racist again.
Kind of like the other one. I don't even remember the name, like the actual name. Besides not E3. But actually not joking. I kind of forget the name of it.
You mean Gamescom?
Yeah, that's it. Because I'm like, now my brain's filled with Tokyo Game Show, and for some reason it can't get off of that. Well, what are you expecting for that then?
I genuinely don't know.
So you're excited over nothing?
I'm excited for the potential new things. There'll probably be some of that new Platinum game shown off. There is one related thing that will likely be there. There's a mysterious new studio called 2Kill Games, which is getting like a major media push by Famitsu. And one of the videos like they released for it is Square Enix's Yosuke Saito talking about how he knows the noted creator who's in charge of it, and he's he's really good friends with him. And he kept asking, "Is this okay? Is this okay?" And the basic gist of it sounds like Yoko Taro's getting his own studio. So that's gonna be fucking rad.
Who?
Never mind. I don't know why I ever bother.
I know who Yoko Taro is.
I don't know why I ever actually fucking bother.
Did you add the video there?
Yep.
That's pretty good. I feel like I forgot to put the end card up last time, so hopefully I'm not going to forget this time. And you know, it would be really good if I just didn't do it. But I will. Bye.